Well, hello and welcome back to my workbench. It is time once again to fix something. And today on the workbench I have another PS5 Fat edition, as I do seem to like to work on these. And I think this one is not turning on at all anymore, and it's a failed repair attempt. It arrived with a bag of parts, HDMI encoder, and the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. So, but from the description, let's go over the description real quick, like. Failed HDMI encoder chip repair. HDMI encoder chip is now missing, along with the Wi-Fi module. There's a short that I could not find at the F7002 fuse. At the F7002 fuse, there's 5 volts in the feed, but 0.67 on the output. So there's a short, and somehow we ended up taking out the encoder. I see. He does mention though that it was apparently it was a white light at one point, a white light with no video. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot going on with this one. I thought it might be an interesting one. So that's what we know, and we also know that I sometimes make questionable purchases off of eBay. So I'm not going to try to turn this one on. Let me, I guess, go ahead and get the covers off, get down to the circuit board, because we know we got some parts missing, and she's not going to turn on without those. Let's get it apart. All right, well, the circuit board is out, and I've just been having a look around. Obviously, the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module is gone. We knew that. I don't see any rip pads, so that's good. And yeah, the HDMI encoder is gone. Also, no rip pads. Quite a bit of heat in that area. And apparently, let's see, they thought they had a short somewhere at F7002, which is right here. Let me just see. Let's take a look at that area around F7002 right quick like. Which that is feeding into one of the converters that generates a voltage for the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. And I'm not sure, this is either a 1.8 rail or a 3.3. But we're in continuity mode. See if I can get the fuse in the shot there. Yeah, because you can see a hole in the top of that fuse. The fuse is open, but if I check for a short on either side of it, no, there's no short. That's ground. And if we go like this, should be the output side of it over here, 170 ohms. There's no short. And let's look over here behind the actual Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. Been a lot of work on these caps around here. You can see a lot of them have been moved around. Maybe they've been replaced. I don't know. But if I check on here even, I'm not seeing any shorts on the Wi-Fi Bluetooth. That's ground. On the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module, I don't see any shorts. On any of these capacitors, I don't read a short. So, yeah, not sure why he thought he had a short there. I do have a module prep to put on this board that I think is good. I had it in my parts bin, marked with a question mark, which means I removed it from a board or swapped it out and it did not fix a problem. So we need to clean up these pads a little, flatten them out maybe. Let's see. What else? So I suppose what I could do, I need to replace that fuse. And then I can give the board 5 volts. And I want to see if those two rails come up. There should be a 1.8 and a 3.3. And those should come up. I'm kind of curious if those do come up and they're nice and stable. And then we'll move. If they are, then we'll move on to installing the module and putting an encoder back on it. Let's take a look around the HDMI encoder area. I did not look at that. Quite a bit of heat in this area. Some capacitors knocked around. Yeah, there's been a lot of work in this area. Let's look at the port. I think HDMI port was also changed. Yeah, that's probably not going to work, as it is. Let me lower the scope a little so I can get some focus in there. The port is floating a good bit there. Quite a bit. So the port needs to come off. I can't tell anything shorted right now. We need a port, we need an encoder, we need a Wi-Fi module, we need a fuse. Let's start with our fuse, and we'll go from there. Alright, so our fuse has been changed out. That was a 5 amp fuse. I keep those on hand, of course. Very common on the PS5 boards. I want to give this board 12 volts now, and I want to see if those two rails come up. I have a feeling they will. Let me get a ground. I'm looking right here behind the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. Let me give it 12 volts, 20 milliamps, and we just kind of sit there, okay? But do we have 1.8, we have 3.3. So, yeah, our two rails are up and running. Well, now we're drawing 292 milliamps. Which is odd. But then again, it's going to do all kind of weird things without a Wi-Fi module and without the HDMI encoder. It's just going to, there'll be a lot of weirdness going on without those two things. It will not start without them. 18 milliamps of idle current once it stopped trying to boot. So, okay, so no shorts that I can detect around the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module here. So we just need, here's a module that I've already got reballed and ready to go. I think it's good, J20H100. Let's put that on. Let's put an encoder on. I mean, I have some new encoders, so let's go ahead and drop a new encoder on there. Try to clean up some of these pads around here. And see what kind of current draw we get then. See if we get a normal looking initialization. right then, so Wi-Fi module installed, HDMI encoder installed, and I did go ahead and replace the port while I was at it. And I'd like to see how much current this board will draw now. Does it give us a respectable amount of current for the appropriate amount of time? So let me turn on channel 1. Yes, 300 milliamps. Now come back down. That looks perfect. It didn't hesitate. It didn't, struggle to get there and come back down. It looked timely. It looks normal. All right then. Maybe a little more cleanup. You can see there's, I don't know if you can tell by the camera angle, but there's a lot of flux kind of milling around here, so I need to heat this area up, give it a good clean, slip it back in the chassis, and so make sure she works. I do need to check the port, the pins on this port, because remember the original problem with this thing was like a white light, no video, so maybe there's a bad Xena around this port. I'll give that a check though. But yeah, like we're ready to test it almost. All right, here we are, slipped back into the chassis. We're ready to test this. Fans connected. I think I've got these ribbons connected. Let's just see what it does. Beep, light, fan. Okay, do we get a picture? Nothing yet. Nope, there we go, just locked. Hey, we have a picture. I guess I had to select a resolution. Let's see, yeah, we get charge, connect. Here we go. Let's just say automatic. There we go. Was she going in? Yeah, we're going in. And there we are. We are back working. Excellent. All right. Maybe a little more cleanup. Let me slip it back together. Make sure the Blu-ray drive works. I'll install a game. We'll make sure it all works. How's that sound? Right now we're looking pretty good though. Well, here she is, fully reassembled and working well. Wi-Fi works. Bluetooth works. Blu-ray drive works. The HDMI port is not intermittent, I don't believe. Wiggle that back there. No, we're good. We're solid. So yeah, no other problems found. So just some missing components that need to be reinstalled. A little cleanup. That's all she needed. She's back working again. Well, I hope you liked that one. Thought it was somewhat interesting, educational, entertaining, any of the above. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you in that very next repair. So long for now.